everybody, it's Mr. Dipper. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am presenting you with a driver's training series for VibeRide. On April 1st, VibeRides will be launched live to the public for picking up passengers. And because of that, we have created this driver training series. Now, this series will cover everything that you could possibly need to know, from driver safety, passenger safety, compensation, etc. So make sure you watch all the videos in the entire series and educate yourself on the whole process. Download the app, of course, get yourself registered, and we will see you on the road.
Got a whole lot of race, choose your right. Got a whole lot of race, choose your right.
You know the vibes.
Welcome everyone. Today is April 1st, 2020, and welcome to the official launch of VibeRides. My name is Scott Bachland, Executive Vice President for VibeRides, and thanks for joining us here today. It's a very, very exciting day for us as we officially launch VibeRides. It's with the social distancing, makes things a little bit different. I guess this would be considered a virtual celebration. Not exactly sure how you do a virtual celebration. It's a little bit difficult not to hear everybody cheering and clapping for the launch, but everybody will cheer and clap for themselves at this point in time. So thanks so much for tuning in. Before we get going, I just want to say a thank you to a bunch of people that made this possible to get here today. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our corporate team here. And as you have your families at home, our corporate team works very closely together. We're in the office sometimes Monday through Saturday through Sunday, working anywhere from 8, 10 to 12 hours a day. And coming up to a launch like this for VibeRides, there's a lot of work that goes into it. And if you can imagine, we're working together in the same environment, the same office every day, but now with social distancing, we're not able to do that. So everybody's working from their home, they're working remotely, a lot of work being done on the phone, on Zoom, and on emails, and it's quite an effort just to get everything here. So I'd like to say a few thank yous to people out there today, just to let you know all the people who are involved in the whole process here. First of all, I want to start and say a big thank you to Miss Angela Olivito. Angela, who's been on and has been doing this training with me, has been doing a lot of the presentations pertaining to the app. Big thank you for Angela for all of her hard work. Mr. Frederick Brim, who runs our customer service and amazement team. Fred's been on some of our calls with us. And if you know, Fred is all that stuff. When you go to VibeRides.com, click on support, all that detail there, all that help, that's all been put together by Fred. So big thanks for Fred for doing that, for putting all that information together. Another individual I'd like to thank, they haven't been on our calls with us, is Miss Melissa Jones. Now, this is the good news, bad news. Melissa does a great job. Melissa does our compliance for us for VibeRides. She does the compliance. So hopefully, none of you will ever hear from Melissa. And if you do that, then you know you're in compliance. Also want to say a big thanks to DJ Bellini. DJ has been our individual who's been heading up our whole IT development. Over the last 3, 4, 5 months, DJ and his team have been working tirelessly to get this app up and make everything happen. Also like to say big thanks to everybody who is our marketing and branding partner at iBoomerang. As we mentioned before, iBoomerang supports us. It supports VibeRide in the marketing and branding efforts. First of all, Mr. Mark Kithart, who's our VP of Marketing. Mark has been the guy that helps us, runs these shows every day, puts together all the slides for us. A lot of effort from Mark helping us doing our trainings on a day-by-day basis. Mr. Terrence Gray at iBoomerang. T. Gray was very instrumental on the front end getting VibeRides up and going. So big thanks also to T. Gray. Also big shout out to Mr. Edward Haynes. Mr. Haynes has been overseeing the group of, for you drivers out here, this is very critical, overseeing a group of about 40,000 people worldwide. They're going to be instrumental in making sure that there's drivers and riders coming in for VibeRides. So a big thanks to Mr. Edward Haynes for his input, and also for Mr. Holton Buggs, just for taking the whole VibeRides concept. And I'll bring Holton on here in just a little bit to talk on the launch side. So as we get ready to launch here, I'm going to ask a favor for all of the drivers out there. We'd like to see some videos. We'd like to see some videos in of some of your first rides. Now, when I say that, I'm going to put a word of caution in here. We want to make sure that we protect the privacy of our riders. So if we could get a video, before you do that, we'd like to ask that you get the permission of the rider. And I think if you just told them, hey, we started up, this is one of my first rides, would you mind if we took your picture and possibly showed it out here on social media? I'm going to ask Mark a little bit later to jump on, and if you've got a clip, if you can do a video, I'm sure Mark will come up with a place we can send them in, and then we'd like to actually show some of those clips live here on Thursday or Friday at 11 o'clock. So again, please make sure that you've talked to the rider ahead of time and made sure it's okay with them. So also a comment I want to make is, April 1st, 2020. I think this is going to be an interesting look back 3 to 5 years from now. And you'll hear a lot of people always use the comment about, that moment in time, being there when something like this was launched. I think it's going to be interesting 3 to 5 years from now when we look back at VibeRides launching today in the midst of what's going on with the coronavirus. I think people 3 to 5 years from now are going to come back to us and say, did you really actually do this in the midst of that? And the answer is, yes, we did. And I think that's going to be something, like I said, that'll be talked about in the years to come. But along those lines, I just want you to know that at VibeRides, we take COVID-19, the coronavirus, extremely seriously. And even though we're excited about launching VibeRides today, we also want to make sure that we put in that extra bit of caution for you as a driver, or if you're a rider, or for your riders at that time. It's nothing we should take lightly. We want to make sure that everybody understands that it's critically important and that we're in full support of anything that's done by your local government, by the federal government. And we want to make sure that we always use best practices for COVID-19. So with that being said, I'd like to bring Miss Angela Olivito on the line, and Angela's going to take us back through the COVID-19, I'll call it, standards that we would like you to utilize during your drives. So Mark, I know I'm jumping around a little bit. Maybe you can just click through the slides fast and we'll get to Angela's piece for me. Or Angela, I don't know if you're running the slides today.
Yes, good morning, good morning. Let me do this technology thing and share my screen.
Entonces, él me pedía, me lo pagaron, me invitaron a las cosas.
Okay, there you go.
Is it coming up?
Not yet. She'll get it. So while Angela's working on that screen, I just had an idea. While Angela's working on that screen. I'm going to do this. So like I said, we'd like to see some videos of our drivers with our riders. We think that'd be fun. So if you can get a video in, and again, I'm going to just put my precaution out there, please make sure you talk to the riders ahead of time. If we can do that for the first 10 videos that we get in over the next couple of days, for the first 10 that we get in, I will make sure that we send you out a free Vibe cap, baseball cap that we have. They're actually pretty cool. First 10 videos that come in that we use, we're going to send out a free cap to those people. So I just made our whole marketing department cringe a little bit because I just gave something free away. But that being said, Angela, back to you, if you're ready.
Yes, technical difficulties here. Trying to.
We know you'll get it, Angela. You always figure things out.
Okay,
know
let's
you get
try
it.
this again. Let's try this again. Come on. I'm almost there. Hold up. Okay, let's see.
Okay, so I'm also thinking we had some issues yesterday on streaming some of our items onto Facebook Live. Hang on, I'm just checking some messages here. Okay.
Did it work? Did it work?
Yes.
Hello, how you doing?
Okay.
Trying to get some information about the app.
So Angela, we just need to make sure everybody else is muted out.
I got it.
Or Mark. I think like I said, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. I think what many of you have experienced, there's a lot of people at home and there's a lot of people on the internet. And so we've been experiencing issues in different parts of the country with all this going on. So I know we're having a few issues at Facebook Live. We had some issues there yesterday. Hopefully we can move ahead. I'm just going to check my messages here. Okay. So, Spanish Zoom line, 443-186-957. Like I said, I know we've got a great group of Spanish-speaking people that are out there. Hopefully they're going to be drivers. Hopefully it'll be soon. Next slide, please, Angela. Again, our disclaimer. We're going to be talking about a few things here and there that may sound like we're making projections or guarantees, but we're not. We're giving you the calculation of how our system works, how things are calculated on a purely theoretical basis. Your results as it relates to VibeRide are going to depend on your commitment level and your marketing skills. On to the next slide, Angela, please. It is launch day. So just make a few comments on launch day here, because I know there's probably some people looking at their apps saying, why aren't I online? So right now, we have all the drivers, just so you know, our app is turned off. And there's a reason for that. When our CEO, Mr. Holton Buggs, comes on here in just a little bit, he's going to push that button and basically make it so all the drivers can go online. And if you're a rider, if you're looking at your app, right now you're going to see that as a rider, there'll be no drivers available. And that's because we're waiting for the launch to get going. So with that, Angela, why don't you take us through the COVID-19 recommendations?
I would love to. Let's see here. I've got to make my... Wow, it's been a very interesting day with
We've got some gremlins working through the system today, I think.
What's going on today? I can't even share my video. Okay, well, you'll hear my voice then.
Okay.
My goodness. Okay. Oh, here I am. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for the intro, and kudos, yes, to everyone who had anything to do directly or indirectly for this exciting, phenomenal day. Of course, you yourself, Scott, thank you so much for all that you do. Very much appreciate everything. And it's a very, very exciting day. We are making history today. We, us, you, together. What a phenomenal day. So very exciting. But again, what is really important is safety and priority number one is to be safe out there so we can continue on this amazing, amazing day and stay healthy and safe. So we're going to go through some safety procedures here, just as a reminder for everyone to be mindful. Okay, so let me move this down so I can see. All right, maintain social distancing, absolutely. And that is a minimum of 6 feet. So you need to stay away a minimum of 6 feet. So if you have passengers coming in and they're together, they can stay together if that's what they choose to be, because obviously they know about social distancing and they can stay together, but make sure you don't have anyone in the front. You need to be safe. So passengers in the back seat, very, very important. Open your windows. Make sure you roll them down just a tiny bit so you can have some circulation when you have these individuals in there, so air can circulate and fresh air can come in, okay? But of course, before you start driving, stay home if you are sick. 100%. I know we all want to work. Some of us want to get out there, and we just stay home if you're feeling ill at all, because you need to stay, you need to get well, and you don't want to make anyone else sick either. So that's important that you stay home. Of course, before we even start a ride at all, you need to wash your hands often and sanitize your vehicle. So the first thing you're gonna do before anyone gets into your vehicle is you're gonna sanitize it. Door handles, inside and out, headrests, actually the whole seat. If anyone's ever been in your vehicle, wash down the seat. And I know some of you, oh, my leather, you know, listen, people with leather seats, I think it's more important that you sanitize the seat and not worry about the leather, because you do need a type of sanitizer that has, I believe, 60% minimum alcohol content to even destroy any bacteria that's on there. So you want to be able to do that. Also Lysol, if you have Lysol or an air disinfectant, make sure you spray the vehicle inside, but open your doors after, because it can become an irritant. So you don't want to spray it with the doors closed, spray it down and have someone, you know, sit in your vehicle and then start coughing because they're breathing in this aerosol. Okay, so spray down your car, absolutely, but then air it out. Cover your face when you're coughing, not only for yourself. If you're coughing, cough into your arm, cough into your shoulder, or cough into a Kleenex. Don't cough into your hands because you're going to contaminate your hands. Cough into a Kleenex or a cloth, get rid of that and wash your hands. But always try to cover your face when you're coughing. What else? All right, so before and after, sanitizing your vehicle. So your steering wheel as well. Anything that you've handled in the interior is really important to sanitize. What else can we do? Lysol, we did. Air out the vehicle, we did. Steering wheel, of course, your steering wheel. Very, very important. Your personal things like your phone and your computer. You're gonna be using your computer all day, or your iPad or your actual phone the whole day, right? So you're going to be handling it. Make sure you are mindful of that and sanitize it. Take the cover off, sanitize it, put the cover back on, and stay mindful of that the whole day, continuously onward, just so you can keep yourself safe and everyone else around you. Okay. And I think that is about all, Scott, for the safety component of that. Back to you.
Great, thank you, Angela. And Angela, if I'm mistaken, correct me, but tomorrow during our call, you're going to give a live demonstration of how to actually sanitize a car. Is that correct?
Yeah, I will
Awesome.
do that. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So for our drivers out there, and for everybody that's on here, you know that we're very here at VibeRides. Most of our training here over the last week and a half has been really focused on you, the drivers. We are going to be on again tomorrow at 11. And we're also going to be on Friday at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then starting next week on April 7th and continuing on for every Tuesday after that, we are going to do a session at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time every Tuesday, just focused on you, the drivers. Our communications would be all about the drivers, what's going on, questions that are coming up. So you can just put that on your calendar. 11 a.m. every Tuesday, Central Standard Time, we're going to be talking to the drivers specifically. Okay, so Angela, can you hit the next slide for me? And while Angela's doing that, I just want to let everybody else know who's on the line is the apps, both the driver app and the rider app are available to download for both Apple and Google. They're out there. They're available. And again, I'm going to tell you that you're not going to be able to get a ride or a drive until our CEO, Mr. Holton Buggs, says it's okay. So coming up next year, we have our CEO of VibeRides, Mr. Holton Buggs. For some of you drivers, you probably have not had a chance to meet Holton in person or see him in person. there will be opportunities in the weeks ahead and the months ahead where there's going to be some events, and we'll have some events that are really specific for VibeRides and for our drivers. And hopefully most of you will get a chance to meet Holton in person. He's a very dynamic speaker. I enjoy listening to him. He blends in the ability of humor with very strategic thinking, and he's really fun just to listen to. So I'm going to bring him on. This whole concept of VibeRides, this was Holton's idea and his concept, how he blended it together. VibeRides with the marketing branding arm of iBoomerang. So, Mr. Bugs, are you there on launch day?
Well, I think I am. I can't see myself. I can only see the screen that you're sharing. There we go. Can you see me?
We can see you.
Okay, awesome. There we go. All right, wonderful. Well, hey, listen, guys, congratulations. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Angela. Thanks, Frederick, the entire VibeRides team. I want to say thank you to everybody for such hard work. A lot of, I can tell you, I don't know how many hours that have gone into this moment right now. Our entire development team, technology team, our customer service, our marketing, our operations team, our sales team, all of our TSAs that are with iBoomerang, and those of you who have enrolled into the Overdrive program as well. I just want to say today is a very special day. But I'd say special in a halfway. I know we've got some people on right now speaking Spanish, so I'm going to say this slowly. And what I'll say special day halfway is we just received an email here. And this email actually reads, and I want to read this to everyone here because this is very important news. Dear Mr. Bugs at VibeRides, we are actually writing to inform you that VibeRides has now been acquired by Facebook, and you cannot go online today. April Fools. Okay, let me get that out of the way really quick. April Fools, okay? I have to get me an April Fools. You know, Scott said I implement a little bit of humor in there, so that's my humor for today. I didn't want to break anybody's heart or give anybody a heart attack, so I went in really quick with my April Fool's Day today. So anyway, we're excited, and no, we are actually ready to launch. I want to thank everybody again. All of you. You guys have been very, very, very patient. I mean, very patient from day one, and you've been with us since we actually came up with this idea. And the entire vision of VibeRides is being an opportunity-driven concept. From those of you who are out there who have actually participated in rideshare or the gig economy before, I can tell you that there's nothing like this concept that we've done. In terms of your performance and the acts that you'll perform, those acts are going to be very similar. I mean, you'll have the opportunity to participate in solving people's issues, and that's from a personnel logistics, people who want to get picked up from one place and dropped off to another place. And as VibeRides expands, and we will expand, our goal is to have no limit on what you can participate in from a logistical standpoint, so that you can provide for your family. But one of the things that I am so excited about, I'm an entrepreneur. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur since I was probably in the, maybe I think the 4th grade, when I would go to school, and I never forget, I would have to walk past the store and go to school. And I was fortunate enough that my grandfather and my dad were entrepreneurs, so I learned the difference between being able to earn on my production. And I wanted a bicycle. I have to tell you this story. I wanted a bicycle. My grandfather bought myself and my cousin a bicycle, but my cousin was the oldest. And so when he went out and bought 2 bicycles, they were both used bicycles. And I never forget when he bought my bicycle, it had the long banana seat. Now, we associated that with a female bicycle. That was normally what females rode. And my cousin got this nice BMX style bicycle. And here I am, I've got this long banana seat and the handlebars that goes up with the long U to it. And you couldn't do tricks on it. You couldn't ride it fast. And I'll never forget this long yellow seat that I had. And it motivated me. Here's my cousin who got this nice bicycle and he can do the catwalk and he can do all of these things. And here's my bicycle, at that time, looking like I was designed to ride bicycles with another passenger on the seat. And it motivated me. It motivated me to have an opportunity. And what I did is, on my way back home from school, one of the things I noticed was that most of the kids after school and at lunch, after they ate their lunch, they were still hungry. And my grandmother used to pack me a snack, and I would always have a snack, and I'd share my snacks. And when I would share my snacks, I noticed these kids would always ask every day. And so I popped popcorn early in the mornings, and I would put them in little sandwich bags, and I would sell them for $0.25. And I'd go to school with at least, 15 to 20, whatever could fit in my backpack. And when the kids got hungry, I let them know, hey, I've got popcorn, but it's 25 cents. And the first day I didn't sell much because most kids didn't bring much money. But the next day, kids were always asking their parents, hey, Mom, can I have 50 cents or $0.25? And they'd buy my popcorn. And then I start selling the little big bowl candy. And they were like 1 cent, and I'd sell them for $0.05 a piece. And that was my concept to being an entrepreneur. And I have to share with you, even through all of that, I stayed hungry as an entrepreneur. And why the Overdrive program? Why? I got my first taste of Overdrive when I was in high school. Second story I'll share with you. When I was in high school, I wanted a nicer car, but I had learned already from grade school, just in the 4th grade, the concept of being able to earn off of my own and produce something versus, hoping somebody gave it to me. And so here I was, I never forget, I'm sitting in my homeroom class. And as I sat in my homeroom class, what I noticed was the band and the track team, every year they would actually sell candy. And as they sold candy, they'd come to the classroom, have their boxes of candy, and kids would do the same thing. So here I am, I've come up with this great idea. And I asked my buddy Mike, I said, what are you guys doing? He says, well, we're raising money for the track team and for the band. Well, I wanted to raise money, but not for the track team and the band. But what I did is I went out and did the same thing. I went out, my dad owned a grocery store, so we went to Costco wholesale, and I bought some Snickers, and I bought M&Ms, peanut and plain. And I'll never forget, they were 25 cents per pack. And I went to school and I sold them for 50 cents, doubled it up. And every day I noticed that I only had 6 classes, which means that I could only earn money from 6 classes. And I would sell out every day. And what I did was I thought about it. What if I could have leverage? And I started buying more candy. And my first recruit was then my girlfriend, who's now my wife, Earlene Buggs, who's probably on this call right now. And I would pick her up from school, pick her up from home, go to school, and I bought twice the candy. And I'd give her candy, and she'd come back at the end of the day, and she was out of candy, and I was out of candy. And I noticed the profits were almost double. And I start recruiting other people who wanted to make extra money. And in my locker in the beginning of school, I'd get to school about 1 hour early. I'd stuff the lockers, and I had about 6 to 7 other people selling candy for me. And as just a sophomore in school, I made enough money to buy another car. And I was really financially independent on my own during that time because of leverage. And it stuck with me that if I can empower other people to do the exact same thing and give them an opportunity and solve a problem. And that's what I was doing. I was solving a problem. Kids were hungry for a snack, and I was going to be able to provide it for them. And I did that. And ladies and gentlemen, I have enjoyed the industry of leveraged income, solving other people's problems, specifically through network distribution, to the tune of an organization that we built of 3 million distributors. And here with VibeRides today, I see this opportunity that is bigger and I believe more powerful and has more leverage than anything I've ever done in my entire life. And so today I'm very excited for you guys to be here with me. I know that it's probably not in the most opportune of times, but I can tell you this. Here's what we looked at. My team and myself, we always try to find the lemonade anytime life gives us lemons. And today you've looked around and you've probably seen that people, or maybe all different type of businesses, not just the gig economy, is down. Well, we know that that's temporary. I looked at even rideshare and other companies and saw that the driver interest was down and customer interest was down as well. And there's nothing we can do about that. I couldn't change that. The doctors are out there doing the best that they can do. But what we could do is do what we can. And we realize that here's a time that when the other companies right now are down, and we wouldn't wish this on anyone. We're entering the marketplace when it's down, which means that we never experienced how big it was, but we will experience the growth when it rebounds. And that's what I'm so excited about, and being that new kid on the block. You know, people said to me, Holton, there's no more room for an Uber. And I said, you're absolutely right, but there's a lot of room for VibeRides. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to celebrate with me. And I am about to push one of my buttons over here on my phone here. And I am going to send across, as you guys do a countdown with me, and I'm going to write my message and we'll count it down when I send, and we're going to activate the driver app and the rider app together. And before I do that, I'll share with you, let me write my message out. Please activate driver and rider app. And I'm not going to push go now. We're going to do that together. Okay. But one of the things I want to share with you is a couple of promotions that we have out. And I don't know, Mark, have you put to, do we have any visuals for any of the promotions that we have that's going to run this month?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We'll have those later today.
What I want you to do today, ladies and gentlemen, is I want you to watch our Instagram channel, watch our Facebook channel that we have for some of the promotions. But what I can share with you, some of them, I'll share them with you right now, just over this call. This month, in the month of April, obviously everyone knows that we're rewarding all of our drivers for a limited time with what we call our Drive for Five bonus. And that means that when you do your first 5 VibeRides and you keep a score rating of 4.2 or higher, we will reward you a $50 bonus. Okay, a $50 bonus after your first 5 rides. And that's for all of our drivers, whether you're in the overdrive program or whether you're just a Vibe driver, it doesn't matter as well. One of the other promotions that Scott mentioned earlier is you send in the video of your Vibe ride, and we're going to be picking out a certain number of people, giving them some Vibe cap, similar to the one that I have on. We've got multiple colors of them. We got it in black, we got it in gray, and I think we may also have it in 2 other colors. We'll send you that. For our TSAs, I want to share this with you. We have many TSAs that are on the call. One of the things I want to clarify, first of all, is if you are an iBoomerang TSA with a coach, pack, or hire, you are already qualified for the overdrive program. You're not qualified to be a driver, but you're qualified for the overdrive commission structure. And you can enroll other drivers, and you can also enroll customers and benefit. Okay. If you want to be a driver, obviously you must follow the steps that Angela has laid out over the course of this training. So what we're going to do for the TSAs, here's what we're going to do. For the month of April, any of your customers and including your personal rides, remember, in the overdrive program, when you look at the pool, when we talk about that pool, that 3% pool up there, what we're going to do for the month of April is we're going to double the qualifying volume for every single ride that takes place. As Scott said, sometimes we'll send our marketing team and our technology team, we'll kind of make their head spin because they don't even know that we're launching this. But I'm thinking, what can we do to show our appreciation and celebration? So we're going to double that volume, okay? So what we do is every drive comes with a certain amount of qualifying volume that goes in the overdrive program for the pool. We're going to double it for every single ride that takes place. We're going to double that. The other thing we wanted to do is we wanted to incentivize our driver. I mean, some of our customers. We want to incentivize all of our customers. Okay. Why do we want to incentivize customers? Because when customers go out there and choose their Vibe, our drivers have an opportunity to go and pick them up and earn income. And so by way of really incentivizing so that our drivers can be in that profit zone, what we're going to do is this year, every week in the month of April, every week for the month of April, we are going to give away an all-inclusive vacation, 3 days, 2 nights, vacation, all-inclusive. What do I mean by all-inclusive? That means all of your food is included, all of your drinks is included, all your tax, all your tips, gratuity, everything's included. And we're going to give it to a rider. We're going to give it to a rider, 1 per week for the month of April. And so what we'll do is we will announce who that rider is every Monday. We'll put it up on our social media or however it is that we do it. We will make sure that that driver receives it. And airfare is not included in this. You'll see the banner of the 2 locations that we have. So we'll have 2 vacation packages to one particular location and 2 vacation packages to another one as well. And so we'll do that all in the month of May. We're so excited. And the other thing that we want to do is this year for every one of our drivers. And I want you to know, drivers, we have some pretty cool stuff that we're setting aside for you. Okay. We're not incentivizing you right now with vacation packages. Why? We want you here driving now. But I can tell you, you stick with VibeRides, I promise you, there will be no other gig or rideshare company who will treat you the way we're going to treat you here at VibeRides. And so the last thing I want to mention is this: for every driver, we do have something for our drivers. Every driver who completes 25 drives this month, real simple. Why? We want to give it to you anyway. 25 drives this month, in the month of April, we're going to give you a Vibe gear package. That will include a Vibe hat. It will include a Vibe hoodie similar to the one that I'm wearing. It will include a Vibe polo like the one Scott is wearing. It will also include a Vibe, our Vibe coffee thermos that you'll have, and a Vibe t-shirt as well, a complete Vibe kit that we're going to send to you. Just complete 25 rides, and you already know what happens after that. That we'll send that package to you. So with that, along with your first 50 rides, we bump you up to 75%. It's going to be really exciting. There's a lot I threw at you right now. We can't wait to spoil you guys. We really can't wait. We've got recognition programs for our drivers that we're going to be putting into place. VibeRides is going to be the place where every person wants to be a part of VibeRides. I promise you that. You've got my word on it. And so that's the number one focus that we have for our drivers, is how we want them to be treated. The thing I want to share with you is this here. Today, in a couple moments, we're about to go ahead and push the button. We're brand new today. And I want to let you know, hey, listen, we're gonna go through challenges. I'm sure that none that I already foresee specifically, but I know we will. But I want you to have patience with us. I want you to stick in there with us, because what I'm committed to and the team is making sure that we make every issue, that we correct it and we make it right. Okay. I don't know what those issues are going to be, but I can tell you, I have launched several companies in my life. I own many different companies that I own. And I can tell you this, is that everything looks perfect. And then you launch, and then you realize, okay, I have to shape this up and shape that up and shape that up. And you guys are part of that process. We respect you. We admire you. And we want you to be also be very vigilant and be very careful and be safe while you're out there. And I'll give you one other tip that I was texting Angela before she finished. Well, after she finished, and she didn't have a chance to. During this time, I think it would be a great idea not to share any of your charger cords or cables or anything of that nature, whereas they have to touch it and then you have to touch it. or whatever it is. Make sure that you don't do any of that stuff. Keep all of your cables up front with yourself, and be as safe as possible. So right now, guys, if you're ready, I want to see in the chat, if you're ready, I want you to say ready so that we can do our countdown. I want to see if you're ready. I'm looking right now on Facebook to see if they're ready on Facebook. Okay. Facebook, are you ready? I want to see ready. I want to see ready. Okay. I want to see ready. All right. So Facebook is ready. And I'm going to get back to this messaging here. And we are going to turn the app on together. You guys are ready? All right. Everybody's ready. We're going to do our countdown from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's vibe. Thank you, guys. Be safe. Be excited. Throw some cheer up there. VibeRides is actually live right now. Thank you, guys, and I want to pass it back over to Scott.
Wow, thank you, Holden. Appreciate it. I should have known better. I completely went for the April Fool's joke. I know you. He got me. I don't know if he got you, but he got me completely. So that's what I enjoy about. Holden. The humor piece of him, I thoroughly enjoy. Holden offered up lots of nice and exciting promos today. I know Mark and the marketing team will summarize all of this, and it'll be communicated later this afternoon. But we'll get it out there. Lots of good information. So again, drivers, you can now go online. Before it's off, Holden just turned it on. You can go online. And again, the apps are available for downloading. And again, for the drivers, I just want to mention to our drivers again, you've got a process to go through to getting approved between the background check, your vehicle inspection. I've noticed our customer amazement team is working very diligently to get all the drivers through the process. For a lot of you out there, again, check your texts, check your emails, and if you're not approved yet, more than likely you're waiting on something from the customer amazement team to actually get you up and going. So please be diligent in doing that. We're going to be tracking everything. We'll be watching to see what happens here today. We're super excited. And again, tomorrow we're going to be on at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Angela's going to go and do some live sanitizing tips for you on your car. Hopefully we'll be sharing some videos, and we're doing the same thing on Friday. And like I said, again, starting April 7th at 11 o'clock, we're going to be just doing a weekly call, really specifically geared always towards the drivers. And as Holden said, we're coming up with some recognition for our drivers too. So it's going to be fun. Want to make sure you tune in on Tuesday. So an exciting day, April 1st, VibeRides launch day. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Drive smart, be safe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.